What?
Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. Before we get into it, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, and MSC's already in the chat. Misread title, thought it's the title right on. I couldn't. I'm not that deluded. I don't think any United fan honestly thinks the title race is on. But we'll get into all of that. But this is the United show. Obviously, as you can see, an all United panel, no rivals, no nothing. But it's still going to be entertaining because we've got some interesting things to talk about. Sancho, Declan Rice, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Lukaku's been commenting today. Henderson could be leaving. Pogba could be leaving. We've even got to talk about Martial because he's been excellent all season, hasn't he, boys? And then we've also got a Europa League preview, Real Sociedad. And I'm putting it out there now. If you lose 4-0 to Sociedad, you've got some deep shit going on in your club. And I've been Ollie in firmly. But if you lose 4-0 or 5-0 to Real Sociedad, sack the man now and put him in the garbage bin. Guna with title charge on Genie. Yeah, Genie's made some controversial comments on the football addiction. But this is the United show. So first of all, we'll talk Sancho. I know this one has been talked about for about what 2-3 years now. It's something that's just like, is it ever going to happen? So Dom, start us off. Like, do you think Sancho's coming to United or?
It's a hard one because when you talk about Sancho, you thought it was going to happen in the summer, and then it completely didn't. It drawn off because Borussia Dortmund wanted stupid money for him. Then, with Dortmund being in a lot of money debt and not being able to pay certain bills and stuff, it does look likely. But do United go and get Sancho this summer, or stick with the Diallo and Greenwood and let Greenwood learn of Cavani and then pushes him next season into that central position? If you're saying, do you want Sancho? Of course I want Sancho. Look at the player. Look at him. He's brilliant, but it's just a difficult one to say. It matters what Borussia Dortmund want at the end of the day.
100%. What about you, Kieran? Sancho?
Yeah, again, I have to agree with Dom. Obviously, if you look at the talent that Sancho is, it's hard to turn that down, really, especially looking at our options. But I think as well, you've got to look at the priorities. And I think, to be honest, even though winger is definitely a position we need to look at, I think we have to look elsewhere, really, in terms of like urgent. And I would say if it was a toss-up between spending money on a winger and spending money on a centre-back, I'm going centre-back all day long. So I think it all depends on, as Dom said, about how much they want. And if it's worth it for us, and what our priorities are, really. So yeah, I mean, as he said, you can't really turn that sort of player down. Obviously, he's still very, very young, a lot of talent there, a lot of a brilliant prospect. So I mean, hopefully in the future we get that deal done. I hope he comes in, but obviously we have got some promising guys in there already. Diallo coming through. Hopefully, hopefully he can have a long career at United. But yeah, I think obviously Sancho's a quality talent, so we'll see. I think the price they're going to offer us this season or this transfer window might not be as big as the last one if they do need to get rid of him.
It's around the 80 million mark.
What
is reported. It's between 50 and 80 million, apparently, is reported. Let's face it, 108 million for one player at United, just not happening unless you're Paul Pogba.
Yeah, true.
RJ, though, what about you? Obviously, Sancho, on or off?
I'm a big fan of Sancho. I do think he'd be a good asset to our squad. I do think he would bring a lot of experience to the Premier League. Obviously, he's not going to be. I don't think he's going to be a flop like other players that have joined, but we won't talk about them. But no, to be fair, no, Sancho, yes, he is a right winger. I think we've really lacked some leadership on the right hand side. Obviously, Wan-Bissaka is probably our right back. Obviously, we know that for sure. But we've never had a right winger, I do believe, and I do think since that our left side has been so powerful with Rashford and Shaw, and he can even throw Telles. I do think if we do have a bit of balance on the right hand side, we can literally have Sancho help us out so that we don't have to rely on that side. Fingers crossed. If we do get Sancho, we can snatch Erling Haaland as well, since they're good mates. So you never know. You gotta pray for the best, boys. Pray for the best.
First deluded comment.
It's not deluded.
Even 5 minutes in.
It's just fingers crossed. You know what I mean? You gotta be faithful, but I do think money-wise, I don't think will be a problem this season. We will be getting rid of some players, and I think the funds that we do get from those players, I think will definitely pay up for who we want and the prices.
Yeah, 100%. I think you will get Sancho. I think at the end of the day, you have been lacking that creativity on the right wing. And as much as I love Dan James because he is a Welsh Sonic, just running around like little boy don't stop, does he? Like absolutely brilliant. Like he's fantastic. Boy just keeps running. He's not quite the quality you need at Manchester United. Let's be fair. But we got some comments here. Saul saying, Martial, stay please, you're a world beater. Tom is not going to be happy about that.
So what's your feelings about Martial? No joke.
MSC saying, our biggest fan is sitting top left. Yeah, apparently, even though there is a new channel, still can't get away from that. But he also says, 100% Sancho's coming home, 21's coming, so is number 4. I mean, if you're on about a Champions League, that will have to be next year. But that's a big comment. Saul saying, wait, there's an imposter in the camp. You have a Liverpool fan. Dom, any explanations? What you did in that last ranking stream, me and RJ, we're struggling. Luke, RJ, the beard game is looking strong. So comment from the beard game.
Let's go.
And a bit sus. Bit sus on who? We'll find out. But look, Sancho, I think, offers you that quality you need. And as I said, as much as I like Dan James, he ain't the man for that job. And Greenwood needs to be moved in between the posts and told to not move. Because I have noticed one thing with Greenwood. And this is because he's played on the right for about a year and a half now. Boy drifts far too much to the right for my liking. I'm watching him and I'm like, Mason, get back in that centre and get on that last defender. What are you doing? You don't need to be that close to Dan James. I know he's not that good. He doesn't need a hand holding. What do you make of that, though? Because I have noticed that in Greenwood's game that he does want to drift a lot more to the right. Do you think Ollie's just going to have to maybe put a cage around him in training and go, no, this is where you go. Don't move.
He did it against Sociedad, though, didn't he, when he got told to go up front on his own? He kept on drifting off to the right, and then Rashford had come in, and then James had to swap sides, and it just wasn't working. Yeah. So maybe he's just adapted to the right-hand side a bit too much, and he just needs a few more game minutes, like game time, to get into that central role.
Yeah.
Got to think to him, though, it's probably his first senior debut up top in the central position rather than the right. So, new challenge maybe for him. It might just be lacking a bit of confidence, thinking, all right, I'm going to go into the central and score loads of goals tonight. But he's used to the right, so hopefully he can adapt to his game, and hopefully he becomes a good striker in the end, in the future for United anyway.
Just come with more game time, isn't there? Just keep playing them up top. Obviously not in the big games. For the love of God, don't try against Chelsea. That'll be a disaster. If Cavani's fit, you want Cavani up top. Even Martial to a degree, because, man, as much as he doesn't walk around or he doesn't run, that much is clear. He will stay in the centre, you know, he doesn't drift away from there. But, Kieran, what do you make of Greenwood, obviously? He wants to drift far right, but you need him to sort of get to centre, don't you?
Well, yeah, listen, you know, he scored goals like that last season where he's kind of cut in from the right and hit on his left in the, you know, into the near post. That's kind of his senior goal, or the kind of signature goal, I should say, that he was scoring last season. But he even said himself that, you know, you have to have more up your sleeve, especially when, you know, he came in and he kind of, like last season, we kind of burst on the scene really in the Prem. The defenders hadn't really seen him play too much, but now I think they're starting to neutralise him a little bit. I see a lot of block shots, especially, you know, when he tries that same move when he cuts inside and hits on his left. There's a lot of kind of, you know, block shots. I think defenders know what they're doing. But yeah, I think, you know, when Ollie said that, you know, Greenwood was probably the most natural finisher he'd seen at the club, you know, you need to get, you know, in between the posts. You need to be in that position. You know, especially when you see at times when, you know, we're crossing balls in, or, you know, we have the ball out wide and we're looking in the box and there's just no activity there. And, you know, you see balls going all across the face of goal and you're thinking, if someone just gambles, if someone's just in the right position, it's a tap in, and that could ultimately change the game. So, yeah, I mean, as Dom said, you know, he's still young, still got a lot to learn, and I'm sure he will take to the task, obviously. So, yeah, I would like to see him as, you know, a little bit more like, in front of goal, because I feel like that's how he'll get a lot more joy in terms of goals. But, you know, he can be effective. You know, he's the type of player that can be effective, you know, across the front three. But I would like to see him, get more goals to his game. But again, he's still only 19, so he'll got a lot of time.
I mean, he'll be given the centre backs. Like if he's playing through the centre, man can use both feet. Like the defenders are going to be. Yeah, defenders are going to be sitting in bed the day before a game going, oh my God, I'll kill me now. Like, I'm done. Greenwood's going to end my career. Like, man's going to put, like, literally what we saw Gundogan do to
Sanchez.
Who was it? That's the one, Sanchez. Greenwood will be doing that to almost everyone because he can use both feet and you just don't know what he's going to do. And that's why I think he'll be more effective in the centre. But he does need to be taught to play that. But RJ, what about you? Like, the best striker in the league in Greenwood.
Yeah, no, I do think I do agree with the lads. I do think it will take time for him to adapt, and he's gone through the ranks. He's been from a youngster to the under-19s, under-23s, now in the senior squad. He's shown that he has that potential, and the one thing that really stands out about him is the fact that he can shoot with both feet. He can free kicks, left and right foot, penalty, left and right foot. So the thing is, he does have that thing over everybody else in the team. I do think, obviously, when you start out playing on the right, when usually your thing, you will probably tend to want to stay on the right since you've been playing well. I do think game time will affect if he does want to. If all he wants to play him in the center, he just needs to keep playing him there, and eventually he'll get back into a system that I'm supposed to stay here. I'm going to score, all that. Have that good thoughts in him. But like I said, I do see big things in Greenwood, and fingers crossed, like I said, he does get his chances next season, and he learns a lot more.
Well, let's be fair. There's no one better to be learning from than Sir Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I mean, come on, like it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. There is no one better to learn how to be a striker than Ole, surely.
Yeah, the babyface assassin strikes 100%. Again.
Like, and I think because I know when you played against Newcastle and Martial, we'll get into him later. I'm saving that topic. Yeah. But when Greenwood came on, he was making runs into the middle. He was more energetic. He was sort of staying in the centre. So I do see promise in him. It's just he does need to stay, sort of like a dog. Just stay, don't move.
He needs to mature in that position.
Yeah, definitely. I think Bruno helped him against Real Sociedad as well. Yeah. Bruno helps almost everyone. He's basically like, fuck it, you can't do that job, I'll do it for you as well. Or I'll do that one as well. Like, he'll be playing centre back at some point, I reckon. We have got some comments. We have got some comments in, and this is going to cause some straight up laughs. Uh-oh. Sancho would be coming in as backup to Daniel James. Depth is key. I mean, I would disagree with that, but
I mean, well, Sonic cannot be bet. That's why I will tell you for speed, essentially. That comment is bizarre, but
that is quality. It gets even bizarrer. Haaland back up to Martial. Martial more clinical.
Right.
good pod last. See you later.
Oh dear Christ.
This one's a bit more normal. Greenwood best finisher in the world. I mean, he could definitely. He's got potential. He's definitely got the potential to do that. Luke Forza, Harry Maguire. The fridge isn't doing too well. And the hashtag leave Martial alone. No. Trust me.
You're not going to get it from this panel, I'll tell you.
Yeah, come to the wrong stream.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dom, when I said Martial will win a Ballon d'Or, he said he was going to throw himself into a canal. So the opinions on Martial is very strong. But I want to talk about one player that I think you probably need. If it's this player, I don't know. That one's Declan Rice. Now, there are reports that United could be going in for Declan Rice. Now, I know RJ, due to the Irish connection, does not want Declan Rice. So I'm going to ask Dom and Kieran on this one, because I just know I'm not going to get a good one from RJ.
Oh, you'll get a good one.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. I do want to talk Declan Rice. Does he fit what you need? So ideally, you need to get away from this double pivot, play one DM with a box-to-box midfielder. Is Declan Rice that player for that DM role?
Jesus.
Don't say it, boys. Do not say it.
Personally, no, I don't think he is. United fans probably do want him because he's what he's showing in the Premier League so far and what he does at England. But for United, no. I think you say United need to get away from the double pivot, but the double pivot works for United. It works so well. It lets Bruno be so much. It just lets him free roam, basically. But Declan Rice, I wouldn't take Declan Rice. No, I don't. I wouldn't take him. No, not for me.
I do want to say the double pivot doesn't fucking work.
It does.
Right? It's working because you're having to play two players to do one man's job. It doesn't work. You need a good you need a good DM with a box-to-box midfielder. I'm not having that debate. It's a fact. The double pivot works because you haven't got anyone good enough to do that DM well. If Matic was 5 years younger, Matic is that person, but man has got a Zimmer frame, so man can't do it. But Kieran, Declan Rice United, does it solve anything, or is this just another crap story because he's English?
I think to answer you're closer with that one. To be fair, that take. I think realistically for me, I wouldn't take him just because of the inflated price. Like realistically, West Ham are going to try and pull our pants down for him, like Leicester did for Harry Maguire. They're going to rip us off, and I think he's all right player. Don't get me wrong, like he's not a bad player, but I think there's definitely better options out there if we are going to go for that. Again, in terms of priority, is that really the main priority we should be looking at? I don't know. But yeah, I think, listen, I'm not saying Declan Rice is bad, but I have to agree with Dom really. I don't think he fits. I think potentially there is room for a DM. There is definitely room for one to come in. I've said potentially someone like an Ndidi, he looks decent, someone of that sort of ilk. But, you know, I think unfortunately for Declan Rice, I just think that, you know, he will have probably a long career, whether that'll be at the top level. Obviously, you know, Frank Lampard won him, and then he got sacked. So that kind of tells you all you need to know. So I don't know. I think, yeah, for me it would be a no. But in terms of options we've got right now, he'd definitely be up there in terms of the options we've got at this very moment. But I think I'd personally like to see, you know, us go for somebody else, to be honest.
With the price they're reporting, I just want to make sure you're all sat down, right?
It's 80 million, isn't it?
No. The reported price is £100 million for Declan Rice.
But we want to pay 100 million for a snake. Like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I'll bring back here Henry for that price. Snakes all around, please.
I'm presuming, RJ, you're not too keen on Declan Rice to United. Then.
I don't think so. No, I might. No, no. There's way better options out there. Like I said, he's English. He's overrated. That's how I see it. He's good for West Ham because West Ham are, you know, they're a top 8 side at the moment. They're doing very well for the form that they are in. But don't get overhyped over this.
They're currently the best team in London. Like, if we're being honest,
I mean,
West Ham's football fits Rice so perfectly because he literally just stays and Souček goes right. I'll go for the run and score all the goals.
No, Souček acts like a Roy Keane. He fights with everybody on the pitch. I mean, you look at what he did against Spurs. I mean, the top of his eyebrow, like, literally was cut open. Like,
do you reckon Souček, can he play a DM? Maybe Souček might be.
He does swap with Rice. He does swap with Rice.
He would be able to do it, but I wouldn't buy him as well. For me,
I think I know who I would go. I would go for probably Yves Bissouma, and the reason I say that is if you lot were scouting Moises Caicedo. Right, United then suddenly pull out of this deal because I was accusing Ed Woodward. I was accusing Ed Woodward of being drunk and on illegal drugs. And then suddenly Brighton go and get him, and I'm like, is this sort of like a backhand deal? Going, we really want Bissouma. Oh no, you can't have him. We haven't got a replacement. Oh, well, we've scouted a replacement for you if you want. And could that happen? Maybe.
The only person,
go for it.
The only person I would love to have is Zakaria from Mönchengladbach because I do think he'd fit our team perfectly. But the only problem is he's so injury prone at the moment with his knee. If he didn't have that, I think get him for as much money as you want. I think the price that Mönchengladbach would have asked for was about 50 million, and for him 50 million for like a player like him and the ability he has, sign me up. I'll take it over that English overrated rat, but we won't get into it. But like I said, no, I do think Zachary would be a great signing.
I hope I'm not. I hope we haven't got any West Ham fans watching, because if we do, I
No,
apologise.
the thing is, I do like West Ham
Actually,
because they actually took Jesse Lingard.
Actually,
But-
now screw it. RJ's got his Twitter in his name. Just go follow him and sort him out yourself. Still saying we want good PL future team, FUT, FIFA Ultimate Team. So good pacey players. Sancho 83, Dan James is Sonic, so James for the wing.
Fuck off.
At this rate, we might as well sign the Dama Traore and just go like, run down that line. Get
Russ saying, please take Rice so he doesn't come to Chelsea. MSC, I have no joke to make about Declan Rice, because I can't say Matic is better with a straight face. But he also says,
I could say with straight face, Matic is better. There you go.
He also says,
Fair enough then.
We need a faster centre-back to move away from the double pivot, in my opinion. McFred does protect that awful centre-back pairing. It really does. Like, if it weren't for McFred, fucking hell. Just to have God have mercy on your soul.
Think about the
it would be great. Declan Rice would definitely improve us, but it just shows our desperation for a proper CDM. Look, it's just a report. He's not being unveiled tomorrow. Certainly not for 100 million. I don't think the Glazers have completely lost their mind. But someone brought up the centre back pairing. Let's go and have some fun. That fridge freezer at the back needs to be dismantled and sold immediately if you want to challenge for a league title. Surely,
I think the fridge is all right, mate.
Oh,
I think
it's me with Rice, Niall is with Maguire, Dom is with Martial, now Keane. Would you like to explain who do you not like?
I'm just waiting my turn for that player to come up just to
We'll get it eventually.
Are they a starting 11 player? All right, okay, we'll go through that in a minute.
Can't wait.
Dom, what on earth makes you think that fridge is okay?
I think he's all right, mate. I think he's a good centre back. He's intelligent. If he
intelligent. No. After what happened to Mykonos, I don't think you call him intelligent.
Did you just use Maguire and intelligent in the same sentence?
He's an intelligent footballer. When he wants, he is. He's a good defender as well. People just slag him off. People slag him off. He's got a massive slab head. And the
pace of the granny and the pace of the granny on a mobility scooter. Don't forget that bit.
If you let me get to my point, he's better than the other half. He's better than Lindelof. So if we had to pick the two centre backs for someone's good, it would be Maguire and then a new signing. It wouldn't be Lindelof and a new signing, or Maguire and Bailly works perfect because Bailly's got the pace and
what about buying and the new centre back? Like,
okay. I thought you were Lindelof.
No. Sell Maguire. Right. This is what I would do. Sell Maguire. Keep Lindelof as like some emergency backup behind Gonzebi. Let me get to my point. Right. Sell Maguire. Just say that look, Ollie's come to his senses. He's just not very good. So we'll sell him on Gumtree for all I care. Then get Bailly playing with a new centre back, because you're gonna have an issue if you drop your captain, aren't you? Let's be fair. Harry Maguire's going to be like, I'm captain boss. Like, this is my style. Yeah. Do you know, like he did with the Greek police? So what I would do is sell Maguire, keep Lindelof behind Tuanzebe as an emergency backup, bring in someone to play alongside Bailly, and just give Bailly the whole summer off. Put him in some sort of rehab treatment and just go sort yourself out. And please don't drive any more cars.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean.
And then give the captaincy to Bruno, because let's be honest, who else is going to be captain?
Mick Sauce.
Yeah, McTominay.
No, it's obviously Bruno, isn't it?
I'm talking about future. Yeah, the future. You definitely give it to him.
Yeah, future's shout. Yeah. Future shout.
No, for sure. If we're talking about centre backs, I want Ramos. I don't care what anyone says. If you want to bring someone who would help Tuanzebe, especially, Ramos is your guy, because the fact is he's got about 20 years experience of football in the highest level. He's always been at the top. Obviously this season is we can say this is an off season, obviously, because Real Madrid are in the slums. But no, I do think if we brought in Ramos, maybe another centre back as well, sell Maguire and Lindelof. I mean, I don't think it's going to be that hard. We do need to sell another centre back, which we will eventually get into, hopefully. But in the names of Phil Jones, because that man is
How
more
much
injured.
money do you think the Glazers are giving you?
I mean, they won the Super Bowl.
You want to get. Let me get this right. You want to get a right winger, a CDM, and 2 new centre backs. You think your board are?
So,
You think
Maguire,
your board's funding that?
Lindelof.
Your board is not funding that. You get 3 transfers a summer. I thought you already knew this.
All you got to do, Niall, is pray for the best. That's all you got to do. We got to hope to God. And then at the end of the transfer window, our hearts are broken because we did not get what we want or what we deserve. We're going to go into the season pretty unprepared. We're going to go do a spectacular run because Ollie does that apparently when he gets under pressure. And it's just a whole circle all over again. So eventually, until we get the right signing, and I think if we get someone like Bruno again, someone like Bruno with the capabilities that he has. God forbid, I pray for every other team in the Premier League, though. That's if we get it, but I don't think we will.
We're going to go to some comments because RJ, you've routed some people.
So far, so good.
We've got one here saying Bruno's captain. Like, I don't think anyone.
No, I agree with that. I just,
Yeah.
It's okay. Not Ramos. We're not a retirement home. You did get Cavani. Charlie, big up the panel. Big up Charlie. And Russ, can you please remind RJ that Ramos is 47 years old?
Yeah, he's 47.
I don't think he's actually
Chelsea
47.
bought Thiago Silva. What's he?
No, he's 34 years old, I believe. He's 34 years old, I believe. And
before you start going at Ramos, look at your own centre backs.
Yeah, I do think he's got about 2-3 more years. Probably after 2 years, he'll probably go to the MLS.
Hold on, are you on about Ramos or Silva?
Silva.
Both.
Everyone.
Harry Maguire, 2 years out of goal.
MLS.
I mean, to be fair, Harry Maguire probably tears up the MLS. To be honest with you, it is the retirement home of the football league, isn't it? So
yeah, well, that's his career out the window.
Isn't David Silva there?
No, he's at Sociedad.
He's at Sociedad.
Oh yeah. Sociedad.
I suppose that's also another retirement home if you want to call it that. Charlie, big up all the United fans, including now. Cheers, bro. And Thiago Silva got a Champions League final last year. What did Real Madrid?
But how many Champions League wins does Thiago Silva? Yeah, exactly.
How many Ramos won? Go on.
Sorry, no, hold on. There's one against Liverpool. There's one against Atletico. Yeah.
Juve.
There's Juve and
Who else have he played? Go on, someone Google it.
Hold on.
Is he won 4? Is he 5? Is he the same as Ronaldo? How's Ronaldo won? Because he's won with United and then 4 with Real Madrid, isn't it? So 4.
I mean, like, if he does go to the Prem, I think he'd be a good asset. That's what I think. And have another centre back somehow. Like, if we get someone like probably Ben White, maybe, who's an upcoming England centre back who actually has potential, unlike the other English player that we've talked about. We won't get into his name.
I rate Declan Rice, I really do.
I don't.
After
what he did,
I can tell by your accent that you don't like him.
I mean, if you kiss a badge, right? Surely you should play for them, right?
Yeah,
that's fair logic.
He was a snake in his heart.
You know what? Maybe stop stealing our players and then create some.
Or stealing our players. Come on.
I'm just saying, I'm only winding you up anyway. I think Thiago Silva proves that Ramos could potentially come here and smash it. He'll do better than what they
proves Harry Maguire can smash it.
That's a lie. That is a lie.
I mean,
interesting comment. Will you ever do City shows? I'll consider it. Find me some like brutal.
Oh wow!
Charlie's going to respond with he's top of the league anyway. Charlie ain't bothered, mate. They've
won
the
league with like
they've beaten. They don't care, mate. They've beaten what? Mönchengladbach 2-0. They're top of the league.
Congrats.
You know, I don't think Charlie's going to be too bothered. To be fair, he's probably on cloud 9. This is controversial. Ramos is shit. He has had good goal scoring moments that boost his rep. Defensively, not great.
Like you got Rob Holding back. Behave yourself.
Can we just show like clips of the 2017 Champions League final? Or is that too like degrading?
now.
I mean, like, I do look back at it.
Swiftly moving on before the panel and tells everyone watching. Let's try and work out who's Kieran's agendas again. So, Wan-Bissaka?
Go on then. No. He's great.
Hold on. Do they wear gloves?
They might partake in glove wearing.
Is it De Gea?
It's not De Gea. No, they're not De Gea.
Pogba?
No. Although
Martial.
it's not.
Martial.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
listen,
the thing is, right. The thing is with an agenda, is that I want him to do well, but I just don't see what people see when they talk about Martial. I just don't see it. Maybe I'm watching a different game. Maybe that's it. But I just don't see what people are seeing in Martial as a number 9. I don't, but we'll get on to that, I'm sure. We'll get on to that.
Yeah. We'll definitely get on to that. Charlie's throwing smoke at you lot. Charlie's definitely throwing some smoke. Even though we have the record for the highest capacity game in an English football history.
Actually,
I know it's
Tottenham.
I know it's Tottenham, but you know.
But also with City Stadium and stuff, they count season ticket holders, including. So if those season ticket holders don't go to the ground, they count them as they're in the ground.
No, they're on about.
You're just talking about highest capacity.
Yeah,
that's not
about,
true. I mean, EA has always like 20.
No. When you both, it was back in the day. You both played at Main Road or something like that. And, they had 85,000 in one game.
Damn.
So you lot had 80. So, but he's chucking more. Someone says red card merchant. I think that's Ramos. Charlie's saying he has moderating powers. So if you're ever disrespectful to any player, you will be timed out. Charlie, use them wisely, or that gets taken away from you.
He chose for business. Do you know what this is? I don't think you know what this is. Actually. Yeah.
It was in 1934. Yeah, City are second with the highest attendance. It's currently Spurs when they were home at Wembley, which I really shouldn't count. But I want to move on. And we're going to talk Ollie. Now, before we get into that fully, I have got a screenshot. I'm not going to put it on the screen. I'll read it. If I can ever find it. I either saved it or it was a screenshot. Here it is. So Lukaku was doing a Q&A, right? And Lukaku was asked, thoughts on Ollie's work as a manager. Did you have a good relationship with him before you left? Lukaku replied, he is doing great. You guys have to know I love him as a manager and as a person, and I wish him nothing but the best. So, let's discuss Ollie. Now, I really like him. He is Sir Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, in my opinion. But Ollie, obviously, his contract ends next season. He signed a 3-year deal. There is reports that there is going to be new contracts talks at the end of the season, providing he wins something. Is that fair, or should you just be offering him one anyway? Because let's be honest, he has done the best job as any manager have done at United since Fergie.
Well, for me, I'd just say, like, realistically, like, if we sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer now, I don't see the logic in, like, sacking someone before they've completed the plan type thing. I mean, in the end of the day, like, I know some people will say that we haven't really progressed, but we definitely have, and we've shown progression. And in the end of the day, I just don't see the logic in sacking him, especially if we get top 4. So if we get top 4, and even if we don't win anything, I still think we should keep him. But that's just me.
I agree with Kieran. I agree with him because go on, RJ, you talk first.
No, I do think, obviously, what Niall said, he's most successful. I think, like, if you really think about it, the fact that Jose Mourinho got to second one season, I think that's an achievement and a half, to be fair. But he kind of did. He did piss off everybody at the club, to be fair, and yeah. But no, what I do think. Genie Ball.
Genie says hi.
No, but what I do think Ole's onto something. I do think what he's doing, and I do think out of all the managers, he's the best man in management, and it's clear as day. He's literally pulled Paul Pogba. He literally pulled Paul Pogba from the grave and literally put him back into a good player that he once was. I do think, obviously we will probably go on to Pogba hopefully, but I do think if it wasn't for Ole, I just don't think Paul Pogba would have stayed at the club any longer than he should have. I do think he's not the problem, but there is a certain agent that we will also talk about, I hope, as well. And as you guys know, obviously I'm not a big fan, but
didn't Ole come out and say he's never doing business with that man ever again?
Well, they're Erling Haaland off the table, I guess. So I don't know.
But Man City won't do deals with Mina Raiola, and Haaland's agent is him.
Oh well, so Chelsea, where are you at?
Ross saying no. You said Ole has done the best at United. Yeah, since the Fergie era, I'd say in terms of the league, maybe not in trophies. Yeah, Jose won more, but if we think about the United way, the players they brought in, what United stand for, achieving top four without destroying every single man's confidence in your club, then I would say Ole's probably done a better job. But Charlie had a question. Would you swap Jesus for Greenwood? Absolutely not. Don't be ridiculous.
If you're taking Jesus, maybe, but not like fucking Jesus.
If it was Jesus, yes, but if it's Jesus,
that's like God, score a goal for me, it just goes in. Just so you know, we won't talk about that.
Didn't Mourinho win them trophies? He did. Yeah, that's why I said in the league. And then
but technically
he also says, and get them to second. Ole can still achieve second place. Yeah. And in my opinion, he's just a better fit for United, right?
Yeah.
He plays the attacking football that United want to play. He plays the youth. He wants to develop. Look at the massive smile he had on his face when he was bringing on Shotiri, or is that how you pronounce it?
Shotire.
Look at the massive grin. It was like a proud father moment. He's like, I've done it. I've got him here. The man's proud to do that. Like, Jose doesn't do that. He's just a better fit for United, like, for me.
Solskjaer deserves him a contract, 100%.
He does.
Because
what
if you look... Go on, Arjay.
Sorry. What I think is, if David De Gea did not play as well as he did under Jose, I think he would have been sacked under his first season. All right? I personally think he would. No, but like, to be fair, like, you're looking back at 2017. I mean, David De Gea literally made DD say he'd saved the Titanic. That's how good he was. Like, do you know what I mean? So I do think, like, obviously David De Gea has not been his former self. Sadly, I do think he's still one of the best keepers in the league. Obviously, the ability is there. It's just he just has to get that belief back in him. But no, as for Ole, I think. Obviously, he's got a big challenge with certain goalkeepers this season, but I do think we should offer him a new contract. I do think 3 years. I think I've said this on the Football Addiction, and give him 3 years to win the Premier League or Champions League. I think that's grand. But mentally, he's helped every footballer on the pitch, especially Luke Shaw and Martial after the horror show that they had to deal with Jose Mourinho. Obviously, Luke Shaw may have got a tiny bit of a problem when he was at Jose, but we won't talk about that.
I mean, look, Martial was told to go and sit in the reserves and not even talk to Jose or something. Just want to say, Charlie, don't remove anything. Let everyone talk, even if it's deluded, unless it's racist, and then remove it straight away. But this one, I think he's regarding this comment. Dean Henderson is the best keeper in the league on form. No.
What happened with like Sheffield United? Where he gifted them like 2 goals, and we could have lost that game again. Like,
I mean, he's one for the future. He's not the best keeper in form. That is clearly Alisson at Liverpool. But no, he's definitely one for the future, I think. Genie is just very
for
happy.
The future.
He just keeps saying hi. Genie is a very happy lad.
Tell him to go to bed, he's got school in the morning.
Right. But I think Ole, like, and let's be realistic. Who can you get in right now that's going to develop the youth, play the United way, and not get scared of this whole Fergie shadow, because sitting in that seat at Old Trafford, right, sitting in front of a stand called the Sir Alex Ferguson stand, that is going to cause some emotional problems for everyone that sat in that sort of dugout.
With Ferguson
Ollie,
looking down at you from his seat.
yeah. And Ollie doesn't seem, well, obviously Ollie's not going to be scared of that because he's worked under Fergie. He's a Fergie boy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is there really anyone that you could get? I mean, even Jose Gromp, and that man's apparently the most mentally strong bloke there is.
But if you think about the Solskjaer thing, no other manager at United is going to stay for the longevity like Ferguson did, like what Solskjaer's going to do. So you see United fans saying, get Allegri in or get Nagelsmann from Leipzig in. But what is they going to stay 3 years and then disappear again? There's a new restructure. Those United fans need to get in the bin, man, because Solskjaer is actually going to change the club, and you'll see it. No, if you win, you can't win every game. United fans need to understand you can't win every game. The football hasn't been great at times, but we're moving forward as a club. So contract offer for Solskjaer, 100%. No other manager should be coming to that seat. That's where I stand with it.
I mean, the only way someone else gets into that seat is if he loses 5-0 to Sociedad tomorrow and drops out of the top four in the Premier League. Like,
I don't think he would, though. That's the thing. I think the fans might be upset, but I do think he's the backing of Ed Woodward. And to be fair, he's got the last word. So I do think if you have a good relationship with Ed Woodward, I think you'll have a job for a good while. That's what I think.
Yeah, but let's be fair. If he did lose 5-0 and gets bumped out the
I think the fans will.
And he loses top four. Like, there's a time when you can fight for as much as possible, but there's a time when your position becomes untenable.
Yeah.
But there was only one time I've actually seen fans really disappointed with the result, and it was Burnley at home where we lost 2-0. But the fans weren't even disappointed with the manager. It was the owner, the fans, the owners and the players were the fans that went in. The fans went in on. And it wasn't even the manager. The manager apologised for all the players and everything after that game, which shows he loves Man United. With Mourinho, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, it weren't my fault. It was all the players and stuff."
Everton? Do you remember Everton?
Yeah, Everton. After the game, he said he'll get rid.
Destroyed. And he just came out, and I've never seen a man look so absolutely raging in my life. And Ollie's there like, I will be successful, and if they don't want to be, they're gone. I'm like, well, okay, you've rattled him now, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
another clip was Jesse Lingard at the Etihad last season. Yeah. One more time you lose that fucking ball, you're coming off. That's.
And then he took him off.
He took him off in the second half.
He took it. He's a man of his word. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Look, I really rate Ollie. I think there's no one better for the job at the moment. Do I think he's going to stay as long as Fergie did? Probably not, unless he's really good and develops really well. But he's definitely right for the time now, because you want to rebuild. And look at the transfers he's bringing in. If he's back to the players he wants, he went and got Bruno. He's gone and got Diallo. He's got Wan-Bissaka. Yes, you can say Harry Maguire's been a bit of a...
I don't think even...
80 million for Maguire. Not
the question I want to ask...
His signings are good. Yeah,
sorry,
I'm just saying his signings are good. Like,
the question I think is, was Harry Maguire one of all these choices? I wouldn't say so. Was it?
It was. He asked for it. But to be fair, so did Jose. So you know,
we could have got him under Jose for 60 million, but then we left it, and then he went for 80 million instead because Solskjaer came in, and Leicester thought, right, rise the price because United are desperate for a defender.
Yeah, that was the point where Eric Bailly got injured, and then let's be honest, I don't think Phil Jones and Victor Lindelof would be the greatest.
I wouldn't be watching any football if those two were playing at the back.
An interesting comment here from LSR. Van Gaal was available, but we binned him off in haste. I mean, I watched the football under Van Gaal, and I'm not gonna lie, it was trash. Like, that
it was trash, but he did create a lot of people. You have to give it to him. Like, he did create a lot of youngsters. He did give Martial a chance, and he actually made him into a star. God forbid, I don't think Jose actually helped him out. But what I do believe, I do think Van Gaal, if he given more time and a little bit more backing, because let's be honest, he wasn't backed as much as he wanted. He would have done a lot better job. These comments are just going to start a war, aren't they? I mean,
It's okay, Genie. Make sure you're staying because Martial is definitely being spoken about. Don't worry.
yeah, no.
Carry on, RJ.
But yeah, like I said, he did create Martial. Like obviously that iconic, debut by Martial will always be remembered from United fans. I do believe, obviously when he scored in that Liverpool game. But yeah, no, I do think Van Gaal was a good manager. I think was sacked a bit too early, but like obviously that's how United is. To be fair, we kind of moved on from the Chelsea effect, I like to call it. Obviously, where a manager is sacked a year and 30 days or whatever you want to call it. But no, I do think we just need to put our belief in Ollie. I've always been Ollie in from day one. I've always believed in him. I mean,
Tell you what's
even
good about Ollie as well. He's brought in coaches where when Ferguson finished, Moyes came in and sacked all the backroom stuff, and that was one of the things what ruined Man United through that season. So then Solskjaer came back in. So Van Gaal came in afterwards, sacked all that backroom stuff, brought in his own. Mourinho did the same, kept a few, and then Solskjaer came in and brought Nicky Butt for a season. Then he's gone back to technical director. He's brought Carrick in, ex-United player, Fletcher, ex-United player, Phelan, ex-assistant to Fergie, Tony Gale, the doctor. He's brought in medical staff who were there when Ronaldo was playing for United as well, which made him into a player. So it shows that he wants to make it back to the old United way, which is going to be hard, but he will do it 100%.
I mean, Mike Phelan, that man worked under Sir Alex Ferguson as an assistant. There is no one better for United than a man with the experience of working with Fergie. Like, let's be real. I mean, Kieran, thoughts on that? Like, Mike Phelan's just...
Well, there's the thing. You can't really argue with that. As you said, he has that kind of experience. And I think really the backroom staff is is actually sometimes kind of underrated or a bit of an afterthought really when you think of managers, because obviously everyone sees the manager as the fall guy, and then also the guy that gets all the praise if it goes right. But if you look at someone like, for example, Mourinho, he had Rui Faria, and when we had Rui Faria, we were doing alright. Obviously, we finished second, and some people say the football wasn't brilliant, but we were second to be fair. He then obviously dropped Rui Faria, or maybe Rui Faria wanted to go somewhere else. And then that was when everything started to kind of go AWOL. So I do think that there's definite situations where the backroom staff are almost as important to the manager as his players are. And I think Mike Phelan has been an amazing addition really. As the guys have mentioned, obviously you got Fletcher, Carrick, McKenna, these guys. Hopefully we can keep those guys together. And as Dom said, if we can it maybe interlock people as we go along, maybe kind of bring people in when we feel we need something strengthened, or just kind of makes little tweaks like that. Because if you can keep, the consistency, then it means that you're going to get consistency in terms of play. If you keep chopping and changing, then you're going to find that, some people are going to like the old coaching staff, and that one gets replaced, and then all of a sudden there's a different kind of feel about that person. It just upsets the rhythm. So I think it's all about just keeping that consistency. But yeah, I think Mike Phelan is definitely was a great appointment really from Solskjaer, and hopefully he stays. Yeah, totally agree.
I mean, he's the one who looks like he delivers, because we all know about the famous hairdryer treatment. Ollie doesn't deliver that, right? Ollie doesn't deliver that.
Hey, you don't know what goes on in that changing room. He don't go. He's a babyface assassin after all.
He might do, but I think the more realistic one, and the reason why Ollie works so well, is because for me, Ollie can sort of go around, be pally with everyone, not killing them, but then the man next to him, the Mr. Mike Phelan's going to be screaming and shouting and abusing absolutely everyone in his path that has played like crap. Like some Maguire probably gets a bollocking off Phelan every day, which means that the player harmony is okay, because they can be not mates, but they have that respect for Ollie, because Ollie doesn't need to go and bollock him because he's got Mike Phelan next to him, who does look like he could definitely deliver one heck of a hairdryer treatment.
I'm just waiting to bring to Roy Keane so we can get the premium hairdryer treatment, and then we just see Paul Pogba coming out in crutches. So,
Bruno, Roy Keane will come out with black eyes.
That would be crazy. Groggy Craig saying, "Where's the football addiction gone? Is this the new one?" Right. I'll
Rest
sum it
in
up
peace.
quickly. So, Sonny has decided that he doesn't want to do the football addiction. He doesn't want to do the old unbiased. He wants to give smoke to fans. So what we've decided is Sonny's going to do. I nearly called him Ollie then. Sonny's going to do the Liverpool addiction. He'll do all the Liverpool content. We've all moved over here. Sonny will be on here as well. Don't worry about that. We've got some great ideas, and he'll be a part of that. So don't worry too much. We've all just moved sort of over here, so it's not clogging up his channel a bit. So he can focus on the Liverpool content, and we'll bring you all the content that we were bringing over here, and I'll just be hosting. And there's a couple of other ideas for the shows that I need to talk to the boys about first before we announce them. But there are some good ideas that we're going to have, and it is going to be great. There's going to be a new host as well for one of the shows as well. So it's going to be good, but Sonny's obviously going to do a Liverpool content. Make sure you do check him out, because those tears, they're real. Like, he's genuinely, those tears are real, and we love to see it. Liverpool fans are in the mud, and if they do bottle during a match reaction when they lose to Everton, you can damn I bet there'll be one over here, because all the rivals will be well up for that.
Well,
but that's just... Yeah, that's just on that one. But no, big up to Sonny, because he did a great job. He just wanted to sort of do Liverpool content only, and you can't really have a go at him for that
as well.
Yeah, exactly. So big up to Sonny, and we've all just come over here, and it's exactly the same, just building it up from sort of scratch in a way. So it's going to be great, and it's going to be fun though. And as I said, Sonny's going to be on here as well. So there's no beef, there's no issues before you Twitter lot start, because I know what everyone's like. But yeah, Ross sums it up. Yes, Craig, this is a new channel for Football Addiction. It is. We also chose a different name because, Football Addiction, Liverpool Addiction, didn't want to get confusing. Sonny saying, not Sonny, Genie saying, RIP Football Addiction. Anyway, Buxton Army up the now, new host, love it. Hey, I've hosted on Sonny's channel as well, so it's no different than what it was there. Hold on, here's apparently a genuine question though.
Oh, okay.
Right, here it is.
First one tonight?
No, I want to read it first.
Okay.
Genuine question: why is it that Mourinho was slated when he won the League Cup, the Europa League, and Community Shield, and getting them second, whilst Ollie is praised for getting second and 0 trophies? For me, I don't think necessarily Mourinho was slated for what he did. I think what Mourinho did was good, sort of what he did, sort of winning wise. Anyway, I think there was just a sort of difference of opinion, shall we say, on how United are run as a football club. Because as a football club, United don't normally do the whole, we're going to put 11 men behind the ball, sit back and hope for the best. It doesn't really fit their way. And also, context is needed. Van Gaal had done quite well with United. Mourinho had come in and just sort of won them the few things. Ollie took over what you can only call a car crash, full-blown car crash. Like, you could almost call it like the Titanic. It was a poison job with players against the coaching staff and fans against almost absolutely everyone.
Coming off a 3-1 loss to Liverpool as well.
Yeah,
that wasn't the best way to come to a job.
Especially
exactly. Ollie's had to come in and sort of, Ollie's had to come in and build all of that up again, and I think that's why Ollie gets more praise than what Mourinho did, and also because that Ollie's going to leave United in a better place than what Mourinho did.
Agreed.
Yeah.
What I think is, obviously, you don't look at mentality-wise and mentally for United especially. I mean, let's be honest, I don't think any United fan loved how Jose played. We didn't. I mean, I was sick of it after 2 months, but we won't talk about it. But, like, the thing was, he literally just stood back on the ball. He's pretty much like Sam Allardyce. Literally put 10 at the back and hope to God they don't score and just score on the counter-attack. But yeah, no, like you said, Ole saved this club, and to be fair, I wouldn't even call it a football club. To be fair, we're run by bloody businessmen and a family that does not give a shit about football. Let's be honest. I mean, if you ask Joel Glazer what is football, he'll say, "Oh, Tom Brady." And we won't go into what Joel Glazer is. You know what I mean?
I think the other thing is Ollie's made the fans love their club again.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. We've had, yeah, you know what I mean. That's how it is. I think Jose is definitely. He's definitely. I think he's destroyed a lot of people, Jose. But I think Ole just revived us, kind of in a sense. He's kind of brought back that faith. Because let's be honest, lads, a lot of us did think that we had a chance this season. I don't think like I had a feeling because obviously, and that's the thing. He brought hope. I don't think there was a single bit of hope when we were with Jose. We got to second, fair play, but look at Man City. Man City were like 20 points clear of us at one stage, and they dominated.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
but like at least when Ollie did it, we actually had a bit of hope because we were actually a few points. We actually were top at one stage, and I mean, I wouldn't lie, I did kind of celebrate like a madman because it was the first time in 8 years. Come on, you can't blame us. I mean, Liverpool didn't do in 30 years, and look what they did. But kind of backfires now, doesn't it? But no, I do think Ole has revived us, and I do think, and I love how he plays. I do think he's if you give him the players he wants, we will see great football. I don't think we'll see like Guardiola type football, but I think we'll get the football that that Sir Alex Ferguson was playing back in the day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do think
it suits United as well, and United fans they love it when they see a young player coming through their youth academy, given their debut and then smashing it in the first team. Look at Rashford. United fans love him, and he feeds kids for lunches.
And he fights bars.
And fights bars. You've got Greenwood. The fans love him because he's a youth player. Ollie's brought the United vision back to United that I think had sort of drifted away under the few managers. Charlie saying we need watch-alongs on this channel. That is in the pipeline. But just remember, this was created yesterday. Give me more time. Like, I'm not that good. You've had to.
They think you're a working machine, Niall. Do you know what I mean?
Apparently. I am looking at a watch-along. I just need to find out who it will be and who will come on for it. But it is in the pipeline. Oh no, a United fan tweeted if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gets sacked, they want Gerrard. They're not a United fan.
I see that.
That is a
no. The way to describe football Twitter for United is you've got the genuine United fans that love their club and like what it is. But like and then you've just got the weirdos who are just like, oh no, I want Gerrard, and I love Martial more than United. It's just like, Martial.
Those are the same people that said like Martial over Kane, and I swear to God, migraine all that.
You've got like Pogba FC who ate Bruno because he stole his job. And you got Martial FC who hate Cavani because he's
You've also got
stolen his
Pogba
job.
FC who hate Solskjaer because apparently he's not working right, but he's injured at the moment, and then he's brought him back.
Yeah, I mean, you've got.
Can't make everybody happy in this world, so
it's a weird one. I don't even call them fans. Like you can tell who the fans are and who aren't. Russ saying fair answer. I just think what Mourinho achieved with that squad was still impressive, and it's underappreciated.
Yeah, I do. It was very impressive. I mean, you do look at the squad he had, and the fact is, he did a lot with the things that he had. But in fairness, he could have done a lot better if he treated everyone with a bit more kindness. And but I don't think kindness is in Jose Mourinho's vocabulary. Look at the bloody what he's doing at Tottenham at the moment. I swear to God, he nearly kicked bloody boyhood Dele Alli from the club, and you know what I mean. Simple as that, but. I do think, like I said, Mourinho. I do respect the fact that what he did for us. It was like it's like a cycle. Do you know what I mean? So we started off with Moyes. Obviously, that was a car crash. Then we kind of started the roots with Van Gaal. Mourinho was I don't know what Mourinho was. Whatever you can say. It was a slow but sure growth because obviously he got us into the Champions League.
He was a winner. He was a winner.
Of course he is, and he showed that throughout his whole career. I mean, you look at Chelsea, United, Spurs, Real Madrid, Inter Milan.
Hold on. Did you just say Spurs? He won? Put your trophies on the table.
He's got to a final already. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think Poch.
How did Poch? Poch took
but what happened? Final. They lost to a half-hour.
Yeah. But Mourinho could do the same to City. So
We'll have to wait and see, shall we?
But Mourinho was a serial winner. Charlie saying no, we've had 5 FM streams. I won't say the last 2 words. That's offensive.
I know FM's great.
And also think about that. It was a different channel then, because it's been rebranded. We all found out about 2 p.m. Yesterday.
Yeah,
I literally, I literally
like
came off a stream like yesterday, and Sonny was like, "Oh, message me when you're finished. I need to talk to you about something," and then just dropped a bombshell. So we've had like about 20, maybe 32 hours to get all of this sorted. So be thankful.
You got to think,
Craig
though,
saying,
there was no point making a whole new channel when you've got one already here, which has got subscribers on it.
Yeah,
there will be tears and rants. Oh, Jesus, yeah.
There will be tears and rants because we'll agree to get Genie on at some point.
And Tom, don't forget about Tom. We just have to put
and
Tom.
Tom,
we put a pic of Genie
Genie
Wijnaldum next week
when he scores an hat-trick.
It's okay. We've got an Arsenal match reaction and a United match reaction tomorrow, so the Arsenal one might have some tears. I was going to do a Chelsea one yesterday, but that was far too much effort. If you're being 100% honest, what were you guys' thoughts on Ollie before this season happened? Because I feel like a lot of United fans have suddenly changed their tune on him now that he's doing well.
I mean, at the rate, I was like, I wanted Jose gone, and I think anyone would have done better than what he was doing. Let's be honest. I mean, he was complaining in the media every week. He was saying he was crying out for bloody everything. To be fair, he wanted everything his way, but nothing was going his way. But I think when Ole came in and he brought that I think we played Huddersfield his first fixture, I believe, or something like that. Cardiff, that's it. And we won like a good amount. And Pogba was even playing well, and I was like, hold on, wait, what? This is Pogba, the same Pogba we bought 4 years ago, who's been, but like I said, I think Ole, at the start, I was high on him because obviously he did do well. Obviously during the low times, I'm like, okay, the club is not there yet. Obviously we do need to bring in the players. And then at one stage, I think when we lost to Burnley, I think, like, I didn't blame it at all. I literally said our players are absolute dog shit. Get us someone like Bruno Fernandes who is influential. And the thing was, like, before, I think during the Burnley game, there was the semi-final of the Portuguese Cup, if I'm wrong. I probably am. And
I think you are correct.
Bruno got sent off, and there was clips of him like kicking the door open. I'm like, thank you, let's sign him, please. And then you also had the Ed Woodward scenario where people threw flares at his door. Obviously, that encouraged it. And also you had Barcelona who encouraged it. Obviously, they were going to sign him, and thankfully we bought him. But
City are also going to sign him.
Oh, I mean, that's City. I mean, but anyway. But what I will tell you is, I do think United have been up and down the scales. But you can't blame Wally for any of this. To be fair, I do think what he's doing the best job he can with the players available. I do think if you have to back him every season, I think we would have done a lot better. But I mean, it is Man United. We are run by the Raiders and Mr. Ed Woodward himself. Do we get a director of football? Fingers crossed. Would it help Ollie? 100%. Because let's be honest, we don't want Mr. Businessman Ed Woodward to make any more of our transfers. Let's be honest. But yeah, in general, I do think I do think Ollie's been a great manager for us, and I think what he's done for the club could be underrated. You never know, because we could look back on it saying this man has pretty much created the future.
Do you reckon Ollie's made Woodward better? I'm just chucking this out there because you look at Diallo and you look at Bruno. Do you think that maybe Ed's being told by Ollie, look, I don't mind you sorting out the financial stuff, but please let me decide where we're going with this? Because apparently Ollie's restructured the scouting and all of this, and Ollie's done a lot of the work behind the scenes as well. Like he's trying to sort of juggle everything at once. He's trying to go, what have the managers done to this club? Well, I need to sort that out, and then that out, and then that out. But do you think in that process that he's actually, because Ed Woodward and him do seem to have a good relationship and all of that, do you somehow think Ollie's made Woodward better?
It's like Woodward's listening to him. It's like Woodward's gone, right, okay, we've got someone here that the fans love. The fans know that he's going to try his hardest for Manchester United. Maybe it's time we do listen to him and get the players that he wants. Yeah. It could be a reason that Ed Woodward's getting a lot of stick, and he maybe thinks, right, Solskjaer's the person that I can show people that I can actually do my job correctly and listen and get the signings in. You can talk about the Sancho one all you like, because we gave so many offers. people coming out with stupid offers like it was like 60 million quid. It wasn't. We were offering 100 million, then 20 million plus in add-ons over 3 years. But Bruce Dortmund want that set price of 108 million straight away that we were not going to pay. I think Solskjaer's made Woodward a bit better. I'm not going to say he's perfect because he's not perfect from what we've seen, but at least he's listening to him. I think he's listening to him.
Yeah,
I think. Kieran, you can go first. Actually,
I would just say, I mean, I agree with what Dom's saying. I think, I hope so. I hope he's listening, because the fact it's not a good look to have a CEO who doesn't listen to the manager. Like, what structure is that? I mean, I feel like we've had that for the past few seasons. Mourinho, for example, was asked. Yeah, I know some people would argue that the signings he wanted, maybe weren't the right stuff, but weren't the right signings at the time. But when a manager's asking you for signings and you're telling Jose Mourinho that they're not the right signings or we shouldn't buy them. Like, Jose Mourinho's won wherever he's gone. He's had loads of experience in the game, and Ed Woodward's telling him not to sign players. It's a mental thing. So I would hope that he's listened to him, and I'm liking that. I'm liking the fact that we do seem to be bringing in players that Ollie wants, and hopefully that continues. If it does, then we can actually judge Ollie on what happens on the pitch, because I think previous managers, we've had to take into account the fact that the board haven't given them what they wanted. But I think the best scenario really is if you give a manager what they want and then they don't work out. Then Ed Woodward, the Glazers, they don't have to take much of the blame, because they can say, well, we've given you what you wanted and you fail with it. But I think with all the managers we've had, realistically, every manager you can argue, oh, they didn't get this player, or they wanted this guy but instead we went for this guy. But I think under Ollie now we're starting to get it right. I mean, Donny van der Beek potentially you could argue was that really who Ollie wanted? I mean, the fact he's on the bench every week suggests not, but obviously we'll see in the future. But I just think I hope he's listening. I hope that is the case, and hopefully it continues really, because it makes Ed Woodward look a lot better. So yeah, hopefully that happens.
I think also if you think about it, with previous managers, Ed Woodward could be pretty certain that the fans will turn on him at a certain point. This is Ollie. Ollie has history. These fans are not going to turn on Ollie very quickly. They're not going to turn on Ollie very quickly. They may at some point, but I don't think they will. I think that he's thinking, I've got a manager here that knows the club. I can trust him. And I think trust is a big thing. Because if you think about what Ollie's trying to do, he's trying to assemble a squad that doesn't look like trash. Now, with Mourinho, could you guarantee that if Mourinho was to bring in a defender, it wouldn't be just another trash one? Because he did have a history of them. I think he's seeing the direction of what Ollie wants, and he's actually bought into it. I think as much as everyone criticises Ed Woodward, I think he's genuinely brought into Ollie and got that relationship. And I think in the sort of long term, that's just going to benefit United. But you still need a director of football.
Well, I do think people, obviously, they will slate obviously Ed Woodward for the signings he's made in the past. We all do. I mean, they have been trash. I mean, Angel Di Maria, Falcao, the list goes on. But I don't think people understand how good financially Ed Woodward is for the club. I mean, that man, I mean, if we do have a director of football and he does not step down, but if he does more of the the behind the scenes for United, I think we'd be a lot better with that. I do think if we do bring in someone like Edwin van der Sar, who's currently the director of football of Ajax, I mean, the man literally brought in Frankie de Jong for about €1 and then sold him on for over 80 million. That is just talent right there. You know what I mean? And the thing is, Edwin van der Sar and Ole kind of had that thing, because they, you know, Edwin signed in 2005, Ole left in 2007, so they had that little thing. They won't be the best of friends, but they see a bit of chemistry. And the thing is, both of them know what it means to play for Man United, and they do understand what this club is about. Obviously, I do think if United offered Van der Sar a job, he would definitely take it, because obviously, let's be honest, United are a bigger squad than Ajax, and I think he'd probably have a lot more love for United.
I think the setup I'd go for is I would have Ed Woodward in charge of all your financial stuff. Like, he's very good at that. There's no club better than United at finances and sponsorships. Like, man got Adidas to pay for Pogba, right? So, he's very good at that. then get Edwin van der Sara's or a technical a director of football there to link with Ollie, because then you've got Ollie linking with the director of football and with Ed Woodward, because that relationship with Ed is never going to go because they've already got it. So he's going to have links to both directions with a manager who's learning and doing quite well. I mean, things can only look up, but we are going to move away from Ollie because it's been quite a long one. We've got plenty to talk about. He's Russ saying, I don't think you can blame previous managers as much as the hierarchy of club. The squad was an absolute mashup of previous managers with no real direction or style of play. Exactly what everyone said. Ollie's changed that. Craig saying Russ for US president. And then Russ says, Jeannie, I thought you had gone to bed. Apparently, Jeannie is in bed, just with my eyes open, or his eyes open. So basically, Russ is now teaching Jeannie how to sleep. Jeannie's waiting to watch the Don meltdown.
No, what he's doing, right? He's waiting for me to jump off the podcast, and he's like, make sure you're up for a certain time to do the test tomorrow.
Yeah, Jeannie's got a maths test.
He needs your help. He needs your help. I'll make sure 25 likes on this. We should like.
I'll make sure I have my phone on silent.
Same here. Yeah.
Craig really wants Russ as president of the US.
I want The Rock. Come on. he bring back people.
Charlie saying we have Mr. Whippy and Mr. Chippy. Who do you have? I mean,
Mr. Fridge.
Yeah, Mr. Fridge Freezer. You say that nobody is better than Woodward on the money side of things, but the wage structure for the club for the last few years has been horrific. Yes, it has. But when it comes to making money, right? Making the money, there is no one better than Ed Woodward. Yes, of course, the contracts haven't been great, but he's learning on that. Probably with a bit of guidance from Ollie going, you were going to offer how much? No, offer them that.
Happened with Thiago, though. Thiago wanted 200 grand from United, and Solskjaer went, I'm not paying that much. Not
exactly.
for a player to be weak.
I mean, when he saw Sanchez's wage, Jesus, I say he passed out at one stage.
He's
that boy got 500k a week.
I think there's just a lot of communication going on, and you probably haven't seen that at United in quite some time, which is probably why it's almost a bit of a shock to everyone. And Ollie's liked by the players. Lukaku's even come out and said that, and everyone thinks Lukaku hates Ollie. It's simply just not true. But I do want to move on to Dean Henderson now. There is a bit of a problem at United because you're going through that phase of David De Gea has been one of the best goalkeepers in the league and for United for a long time. He's coming towards the end. You have a very good young keeper who doesn't want to sit on the bench anymore, which you can understand. What do you do?
There's two things you can do. And
Trust RJ to go and sit on the fence.
We can keep him or sell him.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I know. For me, I think like right now, I feel like he's kind of being like a diva for if I'm really honest, right? Sure, yes, you're like Henderson, and I will tell you why. Because do understand the fact he's like very, very young, right? He's not even England's number one yet, because Pope is.
No, Pickford. You get it right.
Okay, but under a proper manager who will win you the Euros.
But Pickford has news of Southgate, hence why he's number one.
Yeah, that's why Grealish is not going to the Euros, I think. So anyway,
that's true.
What I do think is, I do think this is kind of an overreaction, but I do understand the fact that he does want to start. Obviously, last season he was playing for Sheffield United, and he was one of the reasons why they did so well. I do understand the fact that he's a great keeper, but do understand the fact that David De Gea has been so loyal for us for the last 10 years. I mean, he could have literally said, nah, screw this, I'm going to Madrid in 2017. And we would have
it was only the fax machine that stopped him, so... RJ's finished that bit. But no, like Kieran and Dom, what do you do at De Gea? Like, you've got a situation now where you need to make a decision, and you need to make the right decision. Now, for me, De Gea's got maybe 2-3 years left, whereas Hendo's got like 10. Like, for me, I would be making that transition between De Gea and Henderson. But what about you? Like, you might want to keep De Gea.
Well, I think the thing is, right, is that obviously, listen, De Gea had last season wasn't his best season by any stretch of the imagination. But I think some people were quick to forget how good he's been for us. I mean, I think there was a period where he was. I think he was like back-to-back Player of the Year. I mean, a goalkeeper at a club like Man United being Player of the Year that many times is just scandalous. But fair play to him. But I think I don't think I subscribe to this idea that David De Gea is finished. I think he's still got a lot to give. I mean, how old is he? Like 30? Or is he a bit under that, or something?
But what do you do? You've got Henderson who wants to play now. Do you get Henderson another loan? Do you keep De Gea? Like, what do you do? Like, he's not wanting us on the bench.
Just do a FIFA and just send him on a 2-year loan and hope pray to God he doesn't give a shit.
Well, the thing is I kind of agree. I agree with RJ really, because I feel like Henderson should have known what he was buying into. I mean, let's be honest. When you're coming to a club like United and you've got David De Gea between the sticks, you're not just going to come in and waltz in and be the number one. Realistically, if he wanted to have like a bit more game time, then I think he should have. He probably had the option to stay at Sheffield United if he wanted to stay there. But I don't know.
Would have saved them from relegation.
Ollie wanted Dean to come back because he didn't trust Romero.
Well, I mean, in that case, listen, I just feel like you can't expect to get in over De Gea. Like, I'm not saying Dean Henderson's not a bad keeper, and I feel like yes, eventually we're going to have to start transitioning him, and maybe in games where there's not as much on the line, give Dean Henderson a bit of Premier League experience. But although I'm talking like he hasn't had a whole season with Sheffield United, but obviously at Man United it's a different sort of pressure. But for me, I just think David De Gea for me is still the number one. I know there's some people saying that Henderson's got to be in there as number one, especially with De Gea's like game against Everton. I'm pretty sure that kind of made a lot of people's mind up, saying he was finished. But to me, I feel like there's got to be a bit more of a steady transition. But like he will get his chances, and all I would say to him is just do the best you can when you get those chances. That's all he needs to do. That if he does that, there will be a seamless transition eventually where he'll be, at some point, if he takes every chance he has and he plays well in every game he has, he will then become the number one, because that's just how it will be. But right now, obviously, David De Gea is still number one. We're still paying him quite a lot, so I don't think he's going to be dropped anytime soon. So that's just my thing on it.
It is the biggest decision Ollie's got, to be fair.
Yeah.
He's had many of them already, but now he's got another one put on his lap going, Ollie, now you've got to decide the long-term future of your keepers. He's probably thinking, I'll just cough, will you? But Tom, what about you, mate? De Gea what do you do? Like, it's a tough one.
I'm sort of with Kieran. You can't just get rid of De Gea and what he's done for the club. He's won us points. He's won us so many points as a goalkeeper. But there was just like you could say he's not getting old because of keepers' age. What go till 40, don't they? But
Buffon is an example.
It's a hard one because what would be perfect for United right now would be De Gea getting injured and Henderson gets a block. But Henderson gets a block of playing time, which shows Solskjaer that he's ready to be number one.
Yeah, I think that's the important thing in it. Is giving Henderson that run of 10 games or so, testing him out. I think him being the cup keeper this year, if you can win the Europa League with Henderson in goal, that's a very strong indicator that he is going to be good enough, because let's not be naive, there's some good teams in the Europa League. It's a tough decision, and Ollie's just got to make another one, and I'm sure he's there like loving it. Craig saying volleyball is on now. Can you do a watch along? Simple answer to that is no. I know nothing about volleyball, but apparently he wants me as UK president. It's UK Prime Minister, and yes, I'll do it. I'll do it better than Boris. Although, to be fair, he should be asking for Marcus Rashford. Russ making an interesting comment. I think United should cash in on De Gea whilst you still can and get Henderson into the fold, because he is brilliant and will be your starter for years to come. Now, that's an option, isn't it?
It is.
It does require Henderson to possibly win a Europa League, keeping those clean sheets, though, doesn't it? Because you need to
see where we go at the end of the season, personally, with Henderson. With the Europa League and the FA Cup, does he start in that one? I think he does.
Yeah, he does.
I'd just say wait till the end of the season, see how it's going. If he could get a good run of Premier League games, like the last 6 or 7 Premier League games. You don't even know. I say stick with him until the end and then see what he wants to do in the summer.
Alison. Wait, what?
100%. Russ
Wait,
also
no,
saying, I don't think De Gea is finished, but if you lose Henderson, what happens in a couple of years? And that's a valid point. Right?
And we can do Pogba.
Oh God, no! You don't want to do it. It's
I mean,
a
we
tough
probably
one.
do
Look,
that at this stage, to be fair.
I think it's just going to be trusting Henderson. Give him them games. Give him the cup games. I don't know. Ollie's. Do you know Ollie's in charge? He gets that decision. But I would probably be looking now at that transition between De Gea and Henderson, making it as seamless as you can, and giving Henderson that time under De Gea to learn as well, because I think that's also important. He's going to learn from one of the best keepers there are. Craig saying, when are the Chelsea, Liverpool and City streams? I've got 2 match reactions tomorrow. There might be a Liverpool one on Friday, but I need to message some people, and then Chelsea and City, I'll sort that out.
We just need clarification on the Liverpool fans to make sure that they don't mind getting bantered for a bit.
Yeah, I need to talk to well, it'll be similar to what I've done on here, which is just Arsenal fans and just United fans, to keep the banter flowing away from them and allow them into the other ones, because you can't just be bantering everyone in the world. Any more comments? No. Right, sorted. Henderson has already proved he can handle the Premier League. I don't know what more you want to see of him, to be fair. Consistency. It's probably the only answer. Is a United keeper's under a lot more pressure than a Sheffield United keeper, let's be fair.
Yeah.
So it's about handling that mental pressure, not just what you can do on the pitch, but it's handling that pressure of 75,000 people watching you at Old Trafford, plus the 2-3 million watching you around the world. It's a little bit different than the 25,000 or whatever it is at Sheffield United. But moving on to Pogba. Let's go to Pogba next. Is he staying or is he going? I think
do I stay or do I go? No, sorry.
Kick him off.
That's brilliant.
Why don't you live for fans as well? Get him off as well. Put him on the Liverpool streams. At this rate, come on. Anyway.
But no, Pogba.
Okay.
Is he going?
Yeah.
I don't think he's a problem, but I hope. I'm
not saying RJ. I'm not saying he's the problem. I'm just saying. I know,
but we all know who the problem is. But I don't want him to go. But I do think he will go. Yeah, I do believe he will.
Yeah.
Simple answer. He's going straight away. When he gets that money, when we get the money offering, he's going to be like, "Oh, just accept it." I think my time's up at Old Trafford. Don't think there's much more I can try and show. I've tried to do my best at the end of the day, but it's time to move on. Just do that thing. Yeah. Time to move on.
Yeah, I agree with the lads.
Unless you get a CDM. If you get a CDM and Pogba can be that box-to-box sort of midfielder that can play on the left and all of that, then who knows? But no, I think...
But who really wants to deal with another year of Rayola? I mean, I'm sick of him already. I don't even know the guy. I think he's a bit of a... what's the word? I'm not
twat.
Thank you. I was thinking more of a C word, but you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, definitely. Don't be saying that.
No, I won't. But we all know what is.
Yeah, we do. Some comments here. Charlie Nalka, join the Arsenal post match. If they lose, I'm not bothered. If they win, spoken like a true football fan. Yeah, I'll consider it. I'm sure some of the rivals will turn up if they lose as well.
Of course. You gotta support them, you know what I mean?
No, but in reality is under more literal pressure in a game at Sheffield United because he is playing at a much worse team. Yes, but the mental isn't quite the same. Jeannie saying it's a yes from me, Dom. You are to the judges' houses with that singing. Oh, big up Jeannie in the comments. You only have to look at a difference between Sheffield last year and this year to see the impact the lads had. Charlie is doing that. Unbelievable, talented voice, Dominic.
He's actually covered by my first name. That's disgraceful.
Genie, you've upset Dom by calling him Dominic, and Charlie says spot on, Genie. But let's move on swiftly to the Ballon d'Or potential winner, Martial.
Fuck off.
It starts. Let's
Now,
go.
I mean, I don't even know how to phrase this. Basically, do you want him out your club now or in a minute?
I'm trying to think of words that don't get me cancelled.
Oh, that's actually hard. Yeah, I thought.
All right, okay, get rid of him now. Fuck him off.
Good
Don't
start.
like him. He's shit.
Good
He doesn't run. He's a shit
start.
fucking ball player. He doesn't know how to shoot. He's wank. He doesn't know what to do with the ball. He's lost on the football pitch. He's a silly, lazy rat.
No, that's actually right. Don't say that about Martial.
He
Come
literally
on.
stands there when there's another attack. Bruno Fernandes is further up the pitch, and then suddenly he's fucking defending. Where's Martial, the fucking idiot? He's so shit. I don't like him. Get him on my club. I don't like him. Golden fucking whatever. Ballon d'Or. I've got fucking more chance of winning the Ballon d'Or. I wouldn't trust him with my fucking car. I never mind my fucking football team. Fucking.
Right, so we've had quite an explosive
Okay.
rant from Tom. Kieran, you've got an agenda against Martial. Do you want to go next?
Well, the thing is, I think Dom summed it up for me. I don't need to say much more, to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you. I think he's put it in pretty good terms. But listen, for me, yeah, I can't add much more other than the fact that I think it got highlighted in our last game. You know, I just don't see him as a number 9. I don't see what anyone else sees in him as a number 9. I just don't think he's got the talent. I think, you know, for another club, I'm sure he would go somewhere else and you get people going, look what he's doing for, you know, ex-farmers club, you know, whatever. Like, let's see what he's doing. And I'm sure we get loads of banter from those sort of people. But for me, in this team, it's just not going to work out. I think, for me, even as a squad player, I mean, as a squad player, it might be an alright option, but really, we're not having someone like Anthony Martial as our squad player. Like, come on, you can't pay someone that much to sit on the bench. So, realistically, I think the best thing to do is cash in and reinvest it. That's what I'd say. That's the nicest possible thing I could say. Is we just to cash in, put it back into the team. That's all I'm gonna say.
That was certainly summed up a lot nicer with a lot less explicit words. RJ, I'm not sure what your. I've spoken to you for ages now, and I really still don't understand your position on Martial. So, would you like to clarify it?
I mean, for the fans, I can quote Bruce Buffer. This is the time you've been waiting for. Obviously, Dom has given his lovely opinion on Martial, and Kieran as well. But what do I think about Martial? I mean, he's not Premier League. He's lazy. I mean, I could literally say exactly what the two men have said, but I could definitely agree that if Dom had the chance, he'd ship him from the first flight to France on Heathrow.
Boring fucking lazy twat.
No, but what I think is, I think if I was asked, like, would you ever take back the Martial from last season? I think I'd 100% say yes. But I know from a football fan, and especially from watching Martial, I do think that when he doesn't have form, it's really hard to get back from him, especially this season. It's shown he has not had a good game this season, I don't believe. Quite frankly, I do kind of agree with
Maybe
Dom is
Southampton.
saying.
Maybe Southampton when you were playing against the
They
handicap
had
side.
9 men.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hey,
I mean,
I'd score 3 against 9 men.
You didn't score 3, you scored 2, didn't you? He did.
Exactly, I'd score 3 because he's that shit.
but
Shit house.
no, but what I think is like, I mean, he doesn't bring anything to the squad. I mean, except for like someone to blame after a match, after a bad performance.
What do you
let's be
mean? He
honest.
brings that beautiful smile he brings to fucking football matches, doesn't he? The fucking miserable twat.
Oh dear Christ, it's better than what I expected.
It's true though.
I mean, you know, we won't make any assumptions to why he doesn't start for France or anything like that. But you know,
I'll give United £20 now to sign him. To tell him how to run.
Oh my god, this is funny.
yeah,
Oh,
no, what else? Like, I mean, the fact that like he's been here for quite a while. What has he done? Pretty much nothing. So, I think we kind of have to do what we're going to do to Pogba this season: ship him out and try and get as much money as we can for him. But I don't think any club's going to take a miserable striker who does not like to run I mean, Kylian Mbappe's out here and he can run. He's happy, and so.
Did you seriously put Mbappe in the same sentence as Martial?
I mean, they're both French, so I mean, it's fucking.
Fucking hell.
But,
how much do you reckon you would get for Martial?
I fucking wouldn't give him fucking fiver for him. He's that fucking shit.
I was a bit harsh. I was going to say a pack of biscuits.
Oh my god, this is getting.
I mean, we can sell him to a French club. Just give him a baguette.
I'd pay for his next flight. To France or something. I don't give a shit. I'd pay for that flight. I'd go to his own. I'll go to his house and pack his bags for him and his missus. But go and chill your missus again in France. Go away.
Oh my god.
She's been dragged into it.
Oh
true.
man.
Kieran, how much do you reckon you'll get for Martial?
I'll tell you what, not much more than a tenner. But I think to be honest with you, yeah. Listen, there'll be some gullible club out there, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Well, the thing is that the thing is what he used to have. He used to have youth on his side when we first brought him in. And that for me was the reason that he was priced at the thing he was, because they thought this guy, obviously they put the Ballon d'Or clause in his contract. I've never seen such daylight robbery in my life to put that clause in, exactly, to put that clause in and then charge us more because he's got that clause in it. That's mental. But we listen. For me, I think we could probably get. In all seriousness, he doesn't have that youth anymore, so I'd say probably
30-40?
Yeah, probably somewhere around there, to be honest.
Nah, he's not going anywhere near that.
He's walking to the nearest canal. Actually, I'm waiting for Dom to get back because
he's going to pack bags. That's what he says.
30 or 40 million.
I'm guessing Dom doesn't.
We can pray. We can pray.
30 or 40 million.
Can we do like a reverse of Leicester and just say, yeah, he's world class, and never mind what he did for the last 2 seasons?
I'm worth more than fucking that. Fuck me. 30 or 40 million.
What about 20?
Do you think we can sell Bride for Basuma, or do you think that's a bit much?
I can't believe you said 30 to 40 million. 30 to 40 million for Martial.
Do you think Russian World would take him from Erling Haaland, to be fair?
What did you just say?
I said
oh my god. Do you reckon he'll win a Ballon d'Or? You're not in.
There's more fucking chance of me winning a Ballon d'Or.
I mean, genuinely quiet. Dom, I just want to say you've got the comments on your side. Well, they're happy, I suppose.
Who would be?
Ross is asking, what would you say Martial's best position is? As I honestly don't know where he's supposed to play.
Manchester Airport Terminal 2. That's his best position. Nowhere near me. If he plays tomorrow, I'm going to throw myself into Manchester's canal and I will not be seen again. I tell you now.
I mean, apparently our fourth official is low, so let's be honest, that's fun there. Actually, no, we can't give her a league grant. I mean, he's a stunning performance.
All right, so
he contributed more than Martial, to be fair, holding up that board.
Charlie's saying Martial's a baller.
I'm saying Tom.
And calm down, Dominic. Jeannie is still with us. This is why I'm still up, Ross. Been waiting for this Dominic rant.
The thing is, right, this is going to be clipped. Jeannie will clip this because it's a rat. He's a
It
rat.
will be no Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy will definitely be clipping it because I'm posting it.
Right.
This is going up as like a separate YouTube bit. This is
Just
quality.
wait till the
The
group chat
views.
comes in.
This is gonna make this channel like that rant
In-
itself.
In 10 years,
That-
we're
that
looking back
brought-
at this moment saying,
oh my
this was
God.
a great moment that defined this channel.
Oh my god! It brought genuine tears
dear.
to my
Yes,
eyes.
same here. Same
We're
here.
looking up the next flight to Paris. I'm seeing how much it costs. I'll literally pay. I'll put Martial's name on it.
This is.
I send your PayPal as well, just fucking why not?
Genie says, "Good lad, Domino's. It's worth the wait." You're now pizza. Charlie's saying a pack of Freddos.
Fucking, I'm worth more than a pack of Freddos and that shit house.
Charlie also says £3.64 and a pack of Freddos. Here we go. One Freddo got no chance of a pack. Charlie, come on, lad. Not.
Oh, what? I said Coke on, lad.
I was just about to say, Genie, what on earth are you advertising in my comments?
This channel's something else, definitely.
Terminal 3, Terminal 2. Dom, come on. Oh. Well,
Sure you have to give him
was
that first class flight as well, Don. Don't forget.
Fuck off, he's not getting first class. Stick him in the luggage area.
right. And moving on from Martial. But just clarify, no one thinks he's winning the Ballon d'Or at United.
We could do a whole stream on Martial and I'll give every opinion I ever had.
Don't worry, I think I may consider that. Right, and moving on quickly.
Why? I love this moment.
I don't know if there's much more that Dom can say about it. Dom, have you let out everything you want to say about Martial, or is there still a little bit left in you?
How is he United's number 9? Does anyone actually understand that? Why is he number 9? Why has he got the number 9 in the back of his shirt?
I mean,
why? He's shit.
Conspiracy theory number 1. Let's go.
Right, it's time to go. Fucking whatever the faces are calling. Let's get him on the screen. Get Solskjaer on here. I'll give him 53p.
Solskjaer.
Yeah. I'll just follow him on Twitter. Send him the StreamYard link. It's all cool. So I'm guessing Dom's let it.
Yeah, I've let all my anger out for now.
That's all right. Anyone else got anything left to say on Martial, or has Dom summed it up absolutely?
If he plays tomorrow, I'm gonna be fuming.
Oh, I so want to do a
Can't
match
wait to see tomorrow,
the
then.
line. So, Nala's laughed more times in this stream 21 than Martial has had shots.
That's 22. Damn, fair play.
Better fucking play.
Oh my god.
He's pulled that one out. To be fair to him.
GD is always a strong one in the comments. But yeah, that's 22 now. It's a bit worrying that he was counting, to be honest. I hope he's looked back on that. Genie is definitely clipping that, by the way. Definitely. But let's talk about tomorrow and Real Sociedad. Europa League, you've got a 4-0 aggregate scoreline. If you go out now, Ollie has done something dramatically badly. Now, what I want to talk about is rotation. How much are you rotating, bearing in mind you're coming up against Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea on Sunday at Stamford Bridge? Probably the one place where your unbeaten away record is really at some threat now.
If you can't beat bloody Southampton, I don't see a chance. Come on.
I can't say that.
I can.
You can't.
I mean, who's really going to bring the attack? Timo Werner? Come on.
Watch him score a hat trick.
If he does, I'm going off Twitter for the next 10 years.
RJ, don't get yourself clipped by Genie. He's still in the comments, I'm sure.
I think we'll make a lot of changes. We'll make a lot of change. Let's
go one by one then. So who's everyone picking in goal?
Henderson.
Yeah, Henderson.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right back?
Wan-Bissaka.
Probably he's Wan-Bissaka.
Weirdo.
Yeah.
Random bloody Williams.
Oh, yeah,
You've got
sorry.
a 4-0 aggregate flaming scoreline, and you're literally going to not play him when you've got 4-0. Like, you've got 4 goals in the bank.
Actually, yeah, Brandon Williams. Yeah, let's go Brandon Williams.
That's fair.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Right, cool. Jeannie, I'm making a Noel laugh compilation. Noel, I'll post it in the chat in the morning. You should title it Plymouth fan laughing for 12 minutes straight. You'll bang the views in. Jeannie, can you also clip the whole? Basically, can you clip the whole Dom? Well, screw it. Just the whole Martial rank because that needs.
No, just Genie's like already done now. Already done. Just that.
Yeah, but message to Jeannie, if you can clip the whole Martial rank from the minute I asked it to the minute I ended it, that would be banging. That needs posting separately. That was just comedy. That was just Comedy Central all in one. Who are you putting at centre back then?
Phil
Jones. Yeah, not too fair.
Why are you playing Bailly when you need him on Sunday? Why are you doing that?
We know that Ollie cannot trust him. Let's be honest.
No, that's fair.
Plus, like Chelsea are considered a big team, and you know how Ollie does against big teams.
Yeah.
She plays the fridge and freezer, and praise to God that they don't score.
Okay, so I'm guessing left back's gonna be quite easy.
Tellers.
Yeah, Tellers. Yeah, probably.
I don't think Tellers has not said it.
I like how Kieran had to think about that one for a second.
I don't know, like Henderson's been like saying all this stuff, and then Tellers comes in, he hasn't said a single word about it.
Hold on, we don't know if Henderson said anything. This could just be the media trying to cause more ripples in United.
Well,
let's face it, we've seen it before. I wonder where I've seen the media attacking a United player before. Oh wait, all of them. Jeannie saying, "Yeah, I'll make it tomorrow and I'll send it to you."
ESPN.
Cheers, cheers, Jeannie. Absolute legend. Jeannie is basically he'll just clip anything that's needed, and that'll really help grow the channel. But let's talk the double pivot because let's face it, you're going to go with a double pivot.
Fred and Matic.
For
McTominay's out. McTominay's out.
Oh, Donny's out as well. Donny's out as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. No real option really. No other option.
What about not enough storage for the Martial rant? It's like 17 minutes long. Okay,
come on.
I'll sort that out because I have more storage for that rant, so I'll sort that out. Don't worry about that. Let's talk right wing. I'm guessing it's going to be Diallo.
I don't think it will be.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
No, it will be. I'd say.
No, I think
Dan
James
on the left.
Actually,
yeah.
Yeah,
but he is left.
I don't see Solskjaer starting him, even though people would want to see it. I don't know. I don't see it.
Even with 4 goals in the bank, you're not going to start.
I think if there's any time to do it now. I mean, man, literally, he could even score tomorrow. I'd say he's that talented, good.
And we'll never hear the end of it.
Ooh, Xbox.
He scores 1 goal.
That's not what we like to hear.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know
Dan James will start 100%.
Yeah, So who are we saying is going to start on the right? Because I'm going to go with Diallo. I think Diallo will start.
Yeah, for sure. I think so. I think Ollie's just going to plant the seed. I think he's going to start to plant the seed for Dan James in left wing. I do believe. Because let's be honest, I don't think Shatar will he'll probably get a few minutes. I think. So yeah. Oil money. Wait, what? Sorry. No, I did say that. I think Shortire will probably get a good 30 minutes in this game, providing you don't really screw up somewhere along the lines. I think you should. Is it at Old Trafford?
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of games are being moved because of all that. So, is it at Old Trafford?
Yeah, Spanish teams are allowed to travel as long as they don't stay in the country for longer than 48 hours.
All right, that's cool. So it will be at Old Trafford. I'm guessing it's different for all teams, because I know that Arsenal have to go to Greece for their home game. So I was just checking. Attacking central midfield, nobody picked Bruno. Man needs a rest. I'll go with Mata. I think Mata.
Shout.
No, he was talked about in the media. To be fair, Mata obviously is like 1 year left in his contract, so he can talk with any club he wants. And Ollie literally said, "Why wouldn't anyone talk with him?" I mean. Yeah, I think Ollie does like Mata. It's just the fact that we have Bruno Fernandes. The fact that, like, let's be honest, if Bruno does not get a few minutes on that pitch, I think he's gonna be like, "Right, I'm going to kill someone on Sunday. You're not going to stop."
Yeah, what I've always said is if Ollie tries to rest Bruno, Bruno will just get changed, walk out with the boys, and just tell one of them to go sit on the bench.
Yeah. I'll just beat
That's
up Maguire. Sounds. That's you.
yeah, that's how I see it with Bruno. But everyone in agreement for Mata?
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
shout.
that's a fair shout. Yeah,
Yeah.
fair.
Left wing,
Green. Not Greenwood. James.
San James.
Yeah, James, yeah.
And then up top, I would go with Greenwood to get him that time
It's
in his
going to be
legs.
Martial, isn't it?
I don't
it's
think
Martial,
so. I
we
think
won't.
no, because look what Ollie did in the first leg. He put Greenwood up top, didn't he? So I think he'll probably go Greenwood again, giving him that game time up front.
But if Greenwood goes up top, James will go to the right and Martial will go to the left.
No, I don't think Martial starts. I think
Hopefully
if
not.
yeah, I don't think Martial starts. I think what Ollie's doing with Martial is he's given him enough rope to. I'm not going to use that phrase. Basically, he's given him enough rope.
Oh no! I just realised.
He did it last stream as well.
Niall.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, he gives him enough chances to get
That's a
himself
tiny
into
bit
form. Basically, he gives him enough chances to get himself into form. And if he doesn't work it out after, let's say, pretty much an entire season, he just goes. Like he does do that.
Please do not clip this.
I don't care. But no. That genuinely, it is a phrase. I've definitely heard it somewhere.
It is a phrase. It's a phrase. Whether
Obviously, I don't mean it literally. It's a figure of speech.
I know, yeah.
But I am talking to Twitter and YouTube, so you know they probably don't know what a figure of phrase is. Basically, it's maybe they could keep doing the English exams; it will work. But no, I think that's what he does. He gives you enough chances. If you're not going to make it after a certain amount of time, he just goes, you know what, fuck you, go. Like we've seen it before. What? Oh yeah, I mean Lingard's definitely getting sold at the end of the season. I know Ollie said Ollie was like, I want him to rediscover his form and we'll integrate him back. That's complete bullshit. He is getting sold. Ollie's just put him out on loan to up the value because the value of him not in form sat at United's bench is going to be little, whereas him smashing in goals for West Ham, getting Europe with them ups his value by at least 5, 10.
I mean, it really does depend. It really does depend, how his preseason is. That's what I believe. If he has a good preseason, I think we could keep him. But if he has a middling one, we'll just try and keep it away from other.
RJ, just accept he's going.
I want him to stay. Rashford
I know you want him to stay, but
Rashford won't be the same. Rashford won't be the same. Though that's the thing.
We're talking about Martial again.
No, Lingard.
J-Lings. Right. Who is the hottest merchant in the game? You should buy it. There you go. There's your plug, Jesse. I'm a pro with that. Anyway,
so we've sorted that out. I mean that's everything I wanted to talk about. Anyone else got any news of United they want to chuck in?
I mean, question is, what do we do with Phil Jones?
Sell him would be my suggestion.
I mean, he's always injured whenever we're trying to sell him. I mean, he's got a knee injury at the moment. And I don't think he's come back into the squad for a long, long time because I swear he got surgery on as well. But I mean, he's gonna leave as a legend. Same amount of Premier Leagues as Virgil van Dijk, and
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that's a good place to leave it there.
Yeah.
It's been an eventful first United show. I always knew
very
it.
underrated.
But yeah, I obviously there's going to be other things coming along like watch-alongs, match reactions. There'll be 2 tomorrow. Arsenal Benfica. Then you got and then you got United Sociedad. We'll have match reactions for both of them. Friday we're looking at possibly a tier in ranking show, which will be fantastic. It looks like it's going to be on central midfielders this time, so that'll be something to be excited about. Where will Thiago go? I have no idea.
No, don't worry.
But yes, there's going to be lots of new content, a lot of a few changes from how Sonny did the channel as well, because obviously it's going to be run slightly different. Sonny obviously keeping his, but we're going to be doing it slightly different. There's a few good changes. The United show is going to get even better with what I've got planned as well. But before we go, obviously, RJ, I haven't put your YouTube link in. I'll make sure I do that for next week. Kieran, I've put your YouTube link in the description so they can find you there. Dom, where can they find you, bro?
Twitter.
Come hunt him down, Marshall. Come hunt him down.
Do you want to be more specific?
No.
His YouTube's in his name. His Twitter handle's in his name. So
Yeah.
go follow him up and don't give him any hate.
No, please do. Please don't.
Call him a
Okay,
Liverpool fan.
okay.
He'll know. Call him a Liverpool fan. He'll know what it means.
Yeah, I mean, Dom will enjoy it. RJ, where can they find you, bro?
They can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Robotic Jaguar. Simple as that.
100%. Kieran, what about you, mate?
Yeah, YouTube, Red Deal Weekly, and Twitter, Red Deal Weekly, and also Instagram, but I don't post on there, so there's no point. You may as well just stick to Twitter and YouTube.
Next we'll be dropping up these Snapchats next, blimey now.
Absolutely.
We're not like Trent. Oh,
Oh, geez.
Jesus Christ. I just want to confirm that was RJ that said that, just in case any Liverpool fans would like to have a conversation about Trent shagging pregnant
go
women.
on. No, you didn't have to bring that up.
And you can find me at Null_PAFC. I'll be putting updates on when we're going live, what we're doing, and all of that. We'll go through some other comments as well. Jeannie says, "Get me Tom and Domino's." Honours the Liverpool fans. And yeah, Charlie, we'll sort on getting you on the channel as well at some point. Especially if we're doing the Liverpool Chelsea City. It's been a long day, all right. It's been a long day, and I've not stopped laughing. But that's been it. Obviously, we'll be back again next week with the United show. We're also going to be back, as I said, tomorrow, straight after the Arsenal game, Arsenal Benfica match reaction. You're right there, RJ. RJ's laughing his head off. And then we'll also be back again after the United game, United versus Real Sociedad. So make sure you're there. But yeah, as I said, like the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you know when we're live next. Give everyone a follow. Make sure you subscribe to their YouTubes as well, especially RJ's. If you follow him on Twitter, it's on there as well. And yeah, until tomorrow, that's it. Cheers, guys.